Good morning, guys and girls. It is 3:45 a.m. It is 19 degrees out Fahrenheit, and I am driving to the bus station in Concord, New Hampshire, then on to Boston Logan Airport, on to Atlanta, Georgia, and then back up to Chattanooga, Tennessee to pick up the new tow rig. This is all last second. I literally just booked the tickets for this flight a few hours ago, basically before I went to bed. So I'm a little late, so we're going to hit the road, and I will catch up with you guys once we're either at the bus station or at Boston Logan. Okay, guys, we're down here in Concord, New Hampshire at the bus station. I wanted to make sure I got down here on time, so didn't spend too much time in my driveway letting you guys know what was going on. I sold my OBS Ford dually back a couple months ago. The opportunity came up to sell it, so the last couple months I've been looking for a truck or something to tow my trailer with, just off and on throughout the winter. But now that it's the end of January, spring's coming up, but also Riverside Chattanooga is coming up, which is at the end of March. And if I want to make it down for that and vend and bring a car, I obviously need a truck or something to tow with. So I finally found something. I've been looking in the South, as always, for something rust-free. And I found something in Dalton, Georgia, just south of Chattanooga. And if you guys know me, you know I hoot and holler about Dalton, Georgia, because my favorite restaurant is there. It's called Oakwood Cafe. So it worked out that I found this rig in Dalton, Georgia. Huge shout out to my friend Mason Gavin for going to look at this vehicle, which he also did for the OBS Ford. He's been my liaison in the South to look at vehicles for me. Luckily, this is the second vehicle he's ever gone to look at for me, and it's the second one I've purchased. So we're 2 for 2. So yeah, gonna get on the bus, get down to Logan Airport. All right, guys, we're here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's kind of a cold day for Chattanooga, but it's probably mid to high 40s right now, and that is a far cry warmer than what I just left. It was about 19 degrees when I left New Hampshire, and it was snowing. We ran into some snow squalls on the bus. The bus literally almost crashed a few times. It was super, super stressful. Just about went off the highway once or twice. So in Tennessee now, waiting on Mason, curbside here at the airport. Sun is out, there's not a cloud in the sky, and it's almost 50, so I am okay with that. What's up, dude?
Hey, dude!
What's up, man?
Hey, man. How are you?
Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for picking me up.
Absolutely.
I'm good.
I've got...
So that's the new rig. All right, guys. So I'm in Chattanooga. Mason just picked me up. We got back to his house, and we grabbed his 4Runner. Really cool first-gen 4Runner that he's building as an off-road rig now. And I am in his brand new Tacoma, and we're driving the 4Runner and the Tacoma down to Dalton to his shop. And then we are heading over to purchase my rig and get that all sorted out. And then we are heading straight to Oakwood Cafe. So I am super excited. I was looking for new rigs, new trucks in Dalton specifically so I could come and get one and go to Oakwood Cafe. So kind of killing two birds with one stone, sort of say. So we're making like the half-hour drive down into Georgia, and we'll reconnect at Mason's shop. So now Mason and I are headed to pick up the new rig, and then I have to decide whether or not I am going to immediately hit the 20-hour drive home after we get Oakwood Cafe. But the weather's looking better now for Monday up to the Northeast, so staying somewhere in Chattanooga tonight and hitting the road tomorrow sounds really good right now. So, or I should put, it'll feel really good. It'll sound really good at 10 p.m. tonight when I'm on the road. So we're going to go take a look at the rig and go get Oakwood.
Yep.
So nice to see green grass. Oh, check it out. The guy's got like his own his own airport.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. A couple of those planes have not been in the air in a long time. Yeah, it's really cool. He's got his own private. Well, we picked up the rig, but more importantly, we are at Oakwood Cafe. I am constantly making any excuse possible to come down here to see Mason, obviously, but to also go to Oakwood Cafe. So
Yeah, I got a feeling that if I move like farther away from Dalton, that I'll see you less, because when you visit me,
I can't
we
go
definitely come here.
yeah.
But if we leave town and you can't go to Oakwood, maybe we'll just like make a pact where we like meet
once
here.
a year,
Yeah,
meet
we
in
just
Dalton.
come here
Yeah.
just to eat food.
It's gonna have to happen because this place is too good, or we're gonna have to figure out the recipes and start a place somewhere with this food because it's unbelievable. When we get back to Mason's shop, I'll do a walk around of the new rig and explain what and why and how, and hopefully get home with it. Oh yeah, we're here, dude.
We made it.
This is the highlight.
Yep.
Monday is the jam. Chicken casserole here is unbelievable. But it's Saturday, and we're going with the smoked brisket over here. That's really good too. So we're gonna roll with that. And the corn casserole.
Call me in a sip.
Yeah, that corn casserole is literally out of this world.
Yeah.
It doesn't even make sense how good it is.
Yeah, and also the other good thing about Monday is the broccoli casserole too, because you
Yeah.
get the what do I call it, the Holy Trinity?
Holy Trinity.
Yeah.
Chicken casserole, broccoli casserole, corn casserole.
Yep.
Yep. Oh my gosh, this place is so good. It's unbelievable. It doesn't make sense how good the food is.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, come on. But that corn casserole is out of this world. Out of this world. Yeah, you get the same thing. Same jam.
Yes.
Let's go. If you haven't been able to tell yet what I'm driving, we're headed to Mason's shop now, where I will give you guys a walk around. It's kind of a special unit. Not really special, but a particular unit that I specifically searched for. So, although it's a little different than everything else people thought that I was going to buy, it is something that I had on like my top 5 list of specific tow rigs that I wanted for specific reasons. So we're almost to Mason's shop, and I'll give you guys a good look inside and outside of the new rig that I'm about to drive about 20 to 22 hours straight back to New Hampshire. Here it is, a 2006 3500 Chevy Express. And what's special about this 3500 Chevy Express is that it is an 8-lug, 2-wheel drive heavy Chevy with a factory tow package. So it's got a proper 2-inch frame mounted receiver, 7-way plug and all that. So it's from the factory set up to tow heavier stuff, car trailers, etc., all that sort of stuff. So this is a 6-liter Vortec with the automatic transmission. The guy I bought it off of down here did flooring, and he's had the van for about 5 years. And although it does have some high miles, they're all highway, and he just had the transmission rebuilt. So the transmission was rebuilt probably 5 or 6 months ago at a local shop that Mason also knows. And it is incredibly clean. Up in New Hampshire, up in the Northeast, where I'm from, you cannot find these vans with rocker panels. You can't find them with rocker panels, with the bottoms of the doors, straight panels at all. They've all been beat to death. So although this thing needs a wash and certainly a detail to look its best, it looks like a brand new van, to me at least. You simply cannot find these vans of this vintage, this clean in New Hampshire. You just can't. When these vans were bought brand new, they were used as work vans. They were driven in the winter, in the snow, in the salt, and they just rotted right out. I mean, look at this. It's unbelievable how solid this van is. I mean, everything up north is rotted out. The bottoms of the doors, I mean, all this, and none of this has been body worked. Normally on all these vans, they're beat to death from the inside out. This will all clean up. This is all just bird crap. Yeah, normally they're all beat up from shelving, falling over from the inside. Bottoms of all the doors over here, the rockers, the wheel wells. All of this is in incredible condition. Even the driver's seat isn't ripped, which is absurd because that's the first thing that goes on these. Before the rockers, it always seems like it's the driver's seat and the bolster. And that's really not in bad shape. Everything will clean up. Dash isn't cracked. So these are Epsilons?
Yeah.
I didn't even know Epsilon made a 6-spoke wheel like that.
Yeah, they're Epsilon big half, frontline big halves.
Yep.
And it's like etched in the faces and everything. They're original spec, welded 3-piece. The 6-lug 15s and stuff are cheap. You can buy. I think I paid $1,000 shipped for this set or something.
Yep.
You know, it's not hard to get.
That's awesome.
But
6-lug stuff is always kind of hard to find.
Yeah, there's a few like good Instagram pages that bring in some wheels.
Yep.
So I always just kind of keep on those, and same like with the seats that I got. And that's just whenever I figured out the spec that I kind of wanted to at least start with roughly, and then I just jumped on the first set I found.
Yeah. Well, they look good.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I wish I could have found like 6 of them because I like to have
A spare.
at least
and,
one, maybe 2 spares.
Yeah.
So I only have 4. But,
Well, you might find someone somewhere that's just got a pair, and no
Yeah,
one wants to
that would be
buy them
awesome.
because they don't have 4.
yeah, that'd be awesome to find a pair, or at least a single. But
Yeah.
what I'll do is probably pick the best of the 4, best one of the 4, the steel wheels that I have, because they're all bent up, and then I've got a spare tire already.
Yep.
And then mount it up because I'm getting a rear bumper with a swing out and everything.
Yep.
Got a spare tire carrier and jerry can holder and stuff.
Yeah, it'd be a sweet rig. Gonna go to the straight axle in the front.
Yeah, so this is a factory IFS truck, but I've got a what they call the mini truck front axle. So like what would have come on this truck
Right.
in the earlier years, and I'll build those out, re-gear at 529s front and back, and lockers front and back. And I have an on-board air setup with a 4-gallon tank and everything that I'm working on, and that'll run the lockers, and like I want to have like quick disconnects at each like wheel well, so
Yeah.
I can air up tires whenever I'm getting off the trail.
Yeah, perfect. I've just been going over the van a little bit, just cleaning the windows up, checked all the fluids, got air in all the tires, made sure those are up to PSI. Got my phone holder, got the GoPro mount, just got a bunch of stuff set up. Made sure that the head unit USB port worked and charged. Made sure all the cigarette lighters charged. Just made sure all the gauges worked. Just went over the thing. Didn't even bother washing it or cleaning it up at all because where I'm headed from here, it's going to be pretty bad by the time I get home because it's where I'm heading to the northeast. Salt, snow, slush. Yeah, rainy, wintry precipitation. So we're just kind of tidying up some stuff here. I am going to stay with Mason and Carly for the night. The plan was originally to hammer through the night and get as far north and as close to home as possible. But since the wintry weather looks like it's going to pass on Monday, I'm going to stay tonight, sleep, and then hit the road early tomorrow morning and try to get home late tomorrow night, if not Monday morning. So we're just here at the shop right now, kind of winding things up. How goes it?
It's going. I've started all 4. I'm just kind of putting them down now.
It's so cool that it's a manual too.
Yeah, I love it. 22 RE, 5-speed.
Yep. Yeah, so cool. I love these gauges too. These gauges up here are so sick.
Yeah, altimeter and everything.
Man.
You turn the light on, the back light. Where
is it? Right here?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's so sick. Dude, I love 80s and 90s, like,
Yeah.
retro tech. Oh, that's so rad. You guessed it, guys. At Dunkin' Donuts. Hitting the road home from Chattanooga, Tennessee right now. And it is about 5 in the morning on Sunday. I'm going to try to make a full hammer home. About 20 hours. And see how far I make it. But Dunkin's was necessary. Got that done. And yeah, just going to hit the road. Maybe stop in Harrisburg, but let's go. All right, guys, I am in New Jersey. Just crossed the Pennsylvania to New Jersey state line. It is 4:45, so I've been on the road for about 12 hours now. I left Mason's at just before 5. So, yeah, about 12 hours, 6 or so to go. Just fueled up. Oil is good. It's not consuming any oil. Temp is running great. I'm driving at about 80 miles an hour. That's probably my average speed, and everything feels pretty good. RPMs feel good. Fuel consumption isn't that bad. Everything's looking pretty good so far. I'm 2/3 of the way home, so she's doing all right so far. She's got it in her, I think. So here we go, back on the road. All right, guys, I am home. I'm home. What a weekend. Friday night at 8 or 9 p.m., I had no idea I was even going to be buying this, let alone booking a flight that night, leaving my house at 3:30 in the morning the next morning, and almost dying on the bus ride to Boston in a snowstorm, legitimately. Flying to Atlanta, then up to Chattanooga, see Mason, buy this van, get Oakwood Cafe, and then spend all day today driving. It's 11:15, and I'm home in New Hampshire, buried in snow, and it is 12 degrees Fahrenheit. What a wild trip. I am going to go inside and go to bed. So that's it for the night and for this weekend. So this is the end of the first trip with the express van. So it's the next morning, and getting a better look at it in my driveway now in the daylight. Needs a serious pressure washing. I hit salt on the roads in South Virginia, which was surprising. I didn't even think they salted the roads down that far south, but they do. So looking at the thing in the daylight a little bit more closely here, at home, it's definitely been resprayed. Hopefully it was resprayed well. I'm gonna cut and buff it once spring gets here and it's a little bit warmer out. Definitely going to spend a lot of time like detailing it and really kind of bringing it back. But it lived in the south, so it got a lot of sun. Paint was probably pretty faded. What I am happy about is that it is a Southern van and that there was no rust repair, or so it seems. It's all factory body, no rust, doors, rockers, floors, all of it is super solid. And that's why I went south to get this van. thing performed flawlessly the whole drive home. Had to cruise control at about 80 miles an hour the whole way and did just fine. Fuel consumption was good. This is the ugliest front end of the Chevy Express vans in my opinion. I hate this front end so much. It seems like there's so much wasted space and wasted design area. Here they used like the single sealed beam headlights, and this whole area over here is just like dead space. It almost looks like it was a Euro spec model that had a full glass headlight, and then when it came stateside, they swapped it out for the single beam to meet with lighting standards here in America. It just seems like a real thrown together front end. In my opinion, the first generation Chevy Express vans had the best looking front end. The Express vans are based on the GMT platform. The mid-90s Chevy trucks were a GMT 400, and then in the late 90s into the early 2000s, they went to a GMT 800. These Express vans are a GMT 610, and they do share a lot of the GMT 800 truck suspension and drivetrain. This one's got the 6-liter Vortec V8 in it. And so I would preferably love to do the Model 1 early 2000s GMT 610 front end on this van because that emulated the GMT 800 trucks. So it had the chrome centerpiece of the grille, the nice headlights. They were almost like horizontal stack headlights with a chrome bumper. And they were really nice looking. But those don't work on this van from what I know. I've done a little bit of research. But what does work, as far as I know, with the hood and the fenders, without having to swap any of this out, I can go to the newer body style GMT 610 from this model. So this is an 06. I think from 08 to 2010 or something, it had the cat eye looking front ends. And from what I've read, the rad support grille headlights and an updated wiring harness for the headlights and high beams can bolt right up to this van. So I might look into doing that just because this is, out of them all, the ugliest one in my opinion. So if I do get ambitious about modifying this van at all in the future, I'll look at doing a front end swap, paint matching the lowers of the bumpers, and possibly suspension and wheels. But we'll see how that works out. On the GMT 800 front end Expresses, they were chrome. So I don't know if these were originally chrome or if they were color matched to the van. Also mention in the comments whether or not I should paint the bottom of the bumpers white to match the rest of the van, or if I should go find some chrome ones. I think if I do end up dropping the van a little bit, do an axle flip and lower the front, if I did an 8-lug chrome wide steely with chrome bumpers, I think that would look pretty good. But I'm not going to go too deep yet. It's just going to tow my cars around. But obviously I can't keep anything stock for too long. So the impulse to lower it and put it on wheels is there for sure. Front end swap, new bumpers, lowered wheels. Cool car hauler. But yeah, stripped down work van. Plenty of space for anything I want to carry. A lot of these vans that had shelving units in them would get tossed and turned, and they would all have extruding dent marks on the sides. And I'm super happy that this does not have that. It's got a few dings here and there when you look down the side of it in the right light, but it's not this like perforated, dented, almost porous looking side. So I've always wanted to get into vintage motorcycles. I've always wanted to get into pre-war bikes. Big time dollars nowadays, but having a van was going to be key as well if I finally started to dive into vintage motorcycles. So I'd be able to actually transport them inside and not have to worry about putting them on a trailer. Once again, a massive, massive thank you to Mason for going to take a look at this thing for me and for picking me up at the airport, giving me a ride out to get the van and putting me up for the night. So huge thanks to Mason and his wife Carly for opening their doors, letting me crash for a few hours before hitting the road home. Well, that'll do it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Super, super happy that this thing performed well and that I did make it home without any issues, and it was so last second. Super grateful that everything went smoothly. Stay tuned for more content on both the van, the cars, and the workshop space. I'm supposed to be moving into the shop next Monday, so I'm actually going to swing over there today to see where they're at with the renovation. The lift should be in this week, and yeah, just gonna continue moving along with that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next episode.